Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many connections not just to the original trilogy, Star Wars Rebels, and other elements of the Star Wars canon material, but also the prequel trilogy by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing I will say about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are really excited about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize all of the different connections to the prequel trilogy era, and exactly how that's all going to work in the Episode 9 story itself, and how that's going to benefit some of the characters like Rey and Kylo Ren in the story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions and one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing is that it's described that one of the scenes that are planned during the month of July for reshoots is described to involve a scene in which the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker is said to shapeshift from his regular light side self throughout different ages of his life, where the young version of Anakin is planned to appear before Kylo first, while Kylo is in the netherworld of the Force, where it's initiated by Luke Skywalker, where the ghost of Anakin eventually shifts to middle age and eventually into a never-before-seen, mature version of Anakin Skywalker. It's described that next-generation CGI will be a part of the sequence in order to fulfill the scene where Kylo gets to see exactly who his grandfather really was and is, and gives Ren more clarity about who Darth Vader used to be before the mask. The sequence is said to include visuals that are described to give off a dream-like appearance, as both Rey and Kylo are in the netherworld, where Luke is able to show Kylo Ren who Anakin really is. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, obviously this is a sequence all based within the third act of the film. In case you guys did not know, J.J. Abrams has a goal, and he has a big goal set in place here for Episode 9, is of course to explore other elements of the Force that fans have never seen before on the big screen. And exploring the netherworld of the Force really is up there on the list of what hasn't been done in a Star Wars movie. And with that being said, we do know that Anakin Skywalker is a very important character in, of course, the Skywalker saga, one of the most important characters in pop culture even, because of who he actually eventually becomes, and that is, of course, Darth Vader. So what I find so fascinating about this particular scene, that's all set and ready for part of the reshoots, that's going to last all the way until July, mind you, is of course a moment between both Anakin and Kylo Ren, the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker, shifting from his younger self to a middle-aged version to a more mature self that fans have never seen before in the form of Anakin Skywalker. Similar to what they are going to be doing with the character of Luke, as we went over just yesterday, where he actually makes a big entrance for the third act of the movie in the form of a Force ghost. So what do I make about all of this? What do I think about the netherworld of the Force being introduced in Episode 9? Is it a big mistake by Disney and Lucasfilm? Is this the right way to go? Well, I think that as long as it's written and executed well on the big screen, I think everything's going to be fine. It's just a matter of making it feel Star Wars-y, right? If you do it too differently, or if you kind of write it in a sense where it doesn't connect to the Star Wars universe, it's going to feel like it's out of place, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you will agree. If it's written in a certain way where it doesn't have that Star Wars vibe to it, it's not going to feel like it's connected to the actual story and/or movie itself. So that's why I feel it is a big risk, and it is a very difficult task to really pull off, to really show the fans and to give a visual narrative of what the netherworld of the Force really is going to look like on the big screen. And it is going to be a very interesting medium of the Star Wars franchise that fans have never seen before on the big screen, as well as offering new looks at Anakin Skywalker in the light side version of the Force Ghost. This is not the hybrid Force Ghost, by the way. This is the regular light side version of Anakin, shifting from his younger self, the regular version that we all saw at the end of Return of the Jedi and in Revenge of the Sith, and eventually to a middle-aged version, which we never really got to see, other than Shaw, and then moving past that, an old version of Anakin Skywalker, more around the lines of around the ages of 60 to 70 years old, for all we know. And what I like about that that is that it gives us not only a look at the Anakin that we all know and love, another look at Anakin Skywalker that seems like it's going to be a mixture between both Hayden and Sebastian, and we also have another one where we have a version of the light side Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker that fans have never seen before at all on the big screen, and or nothing that they would really imagine of actually happening in a movie. So Anakin Skywalker, very important character in the Star Wars franchise. He really is the face of the franchise, of who he eventually becomes, how he really redeems himself and saves his own son Luke Skywalker. Big character, he played a big role in the Skywalker saga, and it seems like that this is a great way in order to honor the character and to really give Kylo Ren some guidance, as well as Luke showing Kylo Ren exactly who Anakin Skywalker really is. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.